Okie dokie, it's about that time for me to review another episode of the 2012 TMNT series once more. We already passed 10 episodes, and now we're at episode 11 right now? Man, 2012 just flew by very fast with these first few months kicking off the show with great style. Let us be prepared for what 2013 holds for us. To end off 2012 and begin the new year, let us delve into episode 11 called Mauser's Attack. You know what that means. Baxter Stockman is back, and I think he's on the short end of the stick to form an unlikely alliance with Chrome Dome. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves and get this review started, alright? How does about every episode start out? In the sewer lair, right? You are just about right. In the sewer lair's dojo, the turtles are training under Splinter some more, and Leo ends up getting into a small bicker with his temperamental bro, Raph. Splinter stops them and says that competition is a great motivator, but it could potentially pit the two against each other if it were to continue. To ease their tension, Splinter places Leo and Raph on a team to face Mikey and Don with their own. Leo becomes uncertain about Mikey and Don's battle experience when compared to his and Raph's, and this infuriates those two only to get their butts kicked much to Raph's enjoyment. Elsewhere, Dog Pound informs Oroku Saki that the Purple Dragons agree to increase the Foot Clan's cut of their take to 80%, with Shredder being pleased at Dog Pound's advantages in his mutated state. Fishface wishes to be up for some action, but both Bradford and Shredder agree that Zever in his mutated form is considered useless. And with that, Dog Pound leaves to try and obtain more information on Splinter and the Turtles. Back at the sewers, Leo tries to console his brothers for their lack of battle experience, and Mikey only gets things worse when he calls him and Donnie the B team, while Leo and Raph are considered the A team. Their talk is cut short when April comes in telling everyone that her smartphone got mugged by the Purple Dragons, and the Turtles plan to get it back. However, Splinter tells his sons that engaging a pointless task is like a hornet's nest where newer problems can fester, but Leo and Raph says that the Purple Dragons are so easy that even Mikey and Don can defeat them, much to them getting ticked off. Either way, they head up to their hideout to engage a small fight against the Crooks where Leo and Raph make mincemeat out of them while Don and Mikey just look with disgust. The Purple Dragons show the Turtles their stolen loot, but a mysterious rumbling opens a hole from the ground. Within that hole are small mechanical droids that sound like cats and steal the goodies away. They don't steal everything as one of the Purple Dragons takes away April's phone. Leo tells Donnie for him and Mikey to follow the one with April's phone while he and Raph go after the robots. They split up with Leo, Raph, and a couple of the criminals following their tracks. Leading to the heart of the enemy is none other than Baxter Stockman from episode 5, and he introduces Leo and Raph to the Mausers, Mobile Offensive Underground Search, Excavation, and Retrieval Sentries. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. Another battle with the Mausers ensues, but Baxter sprays the Turtles with an uncertain chemical which the robots target them wherever they go. Leo and Raph make their escape with the Mausers on their tail while Baxter gets knocked out by the two thugs to bring him back to Dog Pound. While Leo and Raph have an ongoing struggle against the Mausers, Mikey and Don come up with a plan to get the phone back from the Purple Dragons and Dog Pound, where they have taken shelter at an abandoned futon factory. Before the mission commences, Baxter is brought into the place to be ripped to shreds by Dog Pound because of his interference with their ongoing conflict, but Stockman persuades to help them by hacking into the phone to learn where it has been used that could possibly lead to Splinter's hideout. While this is going on, the B-team cut the power and take the phone back only to be caught and chained by Dog Pound. Leo and Raph continue having trouble on their end, and they end up calling the others to see how they are holding up, but Dog Pound takes their T-phones away, only for Donnie screaming at them to self-destruct, which they do so. Knowing that the B-team is in trouble, the A-team tracks their brothers down at the futon factory with the Mausers continuing to chase them like a pack of wild dogs. All 4 turtles end up fighting the Mausers, and Leo throws Mikey the phone to keep it away from Dog Pound, as Donnie discovers that the robots have a device that can detect radioisotopes with anyone sprayed by the chemical as Baxter did earlier. Since the effects wear off gradually, they need to get the spray to hit Baxter and Dog Pound to get them off their backs. As Baxter is about to spray the turtles once more, Raph throws shuriken at the canister only for the mad scientist and the mutant to get sprayed instead. While this is happening, Dog Pound manages to grab April's phone, but is taken off of him by a Tonto thrown by Donnie. Immediately, the Mausers discover the chemical around Dog Pound and Baxter, and this forces them and the Purple Dragons to retreat with the robotic sentries hot on their tracks. Leo and Raph become very impressed by Mikey and Donnie's work, and they upgrade them from being the B team to the A- team. Donnie believes that is the best that he and Mikey are going to be, and this doesn't force any argument whatsoever. Our heroes in the half shell go home happy with them learning their mistake from what Splinter cautioned them about. As April arrives, the boys tell her that they got her phone back only for it to be broken into pieces thanks to the Tonto knife. Donnie helps her out by giving April one of the T-phones, with Mikey being clumsy and saying, "T-phone, self-destruct!" Poor April is on the short end of the stick this time. Lastly, at the Shredder's lair, Dog Pound brings in Baxter for him to suffer near punishment from Shredhead. However, Shredder learns of Baxter's scientific intelligence as well as his creation, and this prompts the Ninja Master to spare the man, saying that he has further use for him. And with that, episode 11 ends off on a good note. The best moments in this episode so far. I think the introduction of the Mousers was great, as those critters look very nice and shiny for them being portrayed in CG. They come off having the round bodies from the 1987 show and the bulky heads and legs from the 2003 series. It's another nice combination for paying more homage to both shows again. If I were to complain about one thing with the Mousers, then I feel that their shrieking sound being that of a cat is just plain silly. If they sounded more like a cougar or an ocelot, that would make them sound even more deadly. However, I like how they seem far more menacing than the other two shows. I mean, think about it. They tore down a metallic beam to a water tank and a streetlight pole. Probably the most clever thing I saw what the writers did was them giving the definition of what Mauser stood for. When you think about it, it actually makes sense. I'm surprised that the writers for this show managed to pull something off like that the original creators didn't even try to do. Sometimes newer blood surpassing older blood really surprises me. Other things like the action and the fighting with the Mousers, Purple Dragons, and Dog Pound all remain top-notch, but the one thing that stands out from the rest is the dynamic between the A-Team and the B-Team. It was great to see Leo and Raph kick shell at their foes, and it was funny to see Mikey and Dawn trying to work together to prove that they are worthy at fighting as their brothers. The change in pace from working together to working in different groups throughout a whole episode only satisfied me greatly. Probably the only flaw I can think of is that both teams are half and half when it comes to screen time. You figure with the A-Team kicking ass that the B-Team could have gotten more of the spotlight for them to improve. But since the Mousers made their debut and somebody had to fight them to give them more of a spotlight, I can't really complain about that small tiff. Either way, this episode is a masterpiece like episode 9. The Gauntlet is a masterpiece in terms of seriousness, and this episode is a masterpiece in terms of the fun factor. Like episode 9, episode 11 also deserves a 10 out of 10. I haven't had this much delight with watching an episode this fun by far, so go watch it on the PlayStation Network, Amazon Video, or iTunes if you haven't. Well, I hope you enjoyed that review because it should give you an indication of how fun it turned out. Tune in next time as we take a look at episode 12, It Came From the Depths. Episode 12 marks the debut of another classic character from the mythos of this franchise, and this creature is none other than Leatherhead. We'll have to see how his debut goes. Anyway, be sure to leave your positive and negative feedback in the comments below, and be sure to rate, favorite, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. This is RRPG signing off, and I'll catch you later. Cowabunga!